Welcome to Book Babble, I'm Dustin, and today we're going to be doing my October wrap-up. October was a pretty good month for me. I did manage to read a swack of books. The first thing that I listened to this month was Carrie by Mr. Stephen King. This one was kind of cool because it was read by Sissy Spacek, who originally played Carrie in the film. I'm still not sure how I feel about Carrie and Stephen King in general. I'm still really struggling with him as a author. I guess what I've been really disappointed with Stephen King is he seems like this, the master of horror, and I really haven't been scared or frightened by any of the books that I've read of his. If you have any Stephen King recommendations, please let me know, because I would really like to get to know what people really love about him. So the next thing that I read/listened to was Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. I listened to most of it. It was narrated by Dan Stevens, who played Matthew on Downton Abbey. It's a very twisty classic Christie, where 10 random people get commissioned to come to Soldier Island, and eventually they start getting bumped off one by one mysteriously, and none of them know who the killer is. I picked this one up because I am gearing towards November, where I'm dedicating a whole month to reading Agatha Christie novels. This one's a very solid read if you have never read any Christie. A lot of people are probably going to tell you this is where to start. The next read that I picked up this month was actually sent to me through the good folks at Penguin Random House. This is a arc that I got through work. It is a poetry collection, Johnny Cash, Forever Words. This one comes out in November, so definitely take a look out for this one. If you know anyone who is big into Johnny Cash, this would make a great Christmas present. The poems in it span from the early 60s all the way up into the 2000s before he passed away. It really shows a nice slice of his career and what he was like beyond this stage. I cried, I laughed, and I really enjoyed this one. Next up, I was in an antique mall in Edmonton, and they were having a huge sale. Some of the books were 50% off, and when I found this one, I was like, hello. It cost me a big whopping $1. The book I'm talking about is Doctor Who: The Garden of Evil. This is a make your own adventure, or choose your own adventure, as we say over in North America. This one is really, really fun. It's classic Who, and something you can do again and again and again. Edmonton Queen, The Final Voyage. This is by Darren Hagen, who is a Edmonton author, and he is a drag queen. So it's kind of the life and times of the drag scene in Edmonton. There's a lot of things in there that I didn't necessarily connect with because I've never seen a drag queen show before, but this was something that I was very curious about, especially bringing him in for work. Part of my job, which is really fantastic, they get to bring in authors for book signing. So when I saw this in the shop, I was like, hey, that's pretty unique. Let's see if it's worth me bringing him in. And now I'm in talks with him to come and do a book signing at my store. So obviously I enjoyed the book. If you're looking for something different, about a different lifestyle, definitely pick this one up. It's very, very enlightening about certain subcultures. I started to try and read a bit more Halloween-y things, so I picked up good old classic H.G. Wells' Invisible Man. I had never read this one before. I don't remember if I've seen the movie version. It was a lot of fun. Some of the language is a bit dated. They use some words that we don't really use anymore. This little version has the time machine in it as well, so I'm definitely going to be picking that one up probably in December and just enjoying reading some H.G. Wells. So I love the Penguin Orange Classics. They are just beautiful books. Whenever I'm out and about in any bookstore, I'm always looking to see if I can find them. And this year, they've done something really cool. They've re-released some American literature in these really nice updated classics. This one is Arthur Miller's The Crucible. I read this in theater school, actually. This one I picked in particular because I thought the cover was really cute. Poor little penguin, he's in a witch's cauldron. The formatting of this, though, was a bit frustrating. It really has highlighted the fact that I really dislike the French flaps in books. I just find that they get in the way. Arthur Miller is a fantastic American playwright, so if you haven't read The Crucible, which deals with the Salem witch hunts in the 1600s, definitely give this one a go. And the other book that I read this month was Joseph Boyden's When Jack. This book is very short. It took me about an hour to go through, but it's a very, very important read. When Jack refers to Cheney Wenjack, who was a young First Nations student in the 60s who got taken away to a res school. So basically he was forced away from his family, thrown into this school system where he was basically told everything that you know and part of your culture is terrible and bad. And it was a very harsh part of Canadian history that really, up until this year, really gets buried. Cheney was a 11-year-old boy who escaped from a school where there was abuse, sexual and physical, mental. He didn't know where he was and didn't know where he was going. All he wanted to do was go home. And unfortunately, he froze to death on the side of the train tracks. It's not a very nice story, but there's a lot of beautiful imagery in here. Joseph Boyden is a phenomenal writer. Obviously, it wasn't a very heartwarming read, but it was a very important read. And I'm glad that this and Gord Downie and Jeff Lemire's Secret Path, which also is the same story but the same individual, are gaining a lot of popularity right now, a lot of press, which I think is amazing because those kind of stories do really need to come out. So from me to you, I hope your day is just tickety-boo. I'll see you soon.